So I've never been there since that area has been sold. I hope you come to consider the wishes of the people that's around that area. I would like them to give allowance to people that actually don't preach and use the beach. Not at the doors and certain times a year and have somebody watching them with small little opening. I think it's not that right. It was an open area, and I remember my mother and Mr. Felix used to raise pigs along the side of the hill. And there were many more that raised pigs. And there was a garden. He had a garden. And then the mill supervisor was very nice to the people that work and the workers. They allow us to go through the mill as long as we don't get hambag. We never made hambag without workers and so with the mill. So I hope, in conclusion, that you councilmen and the owners of the property would come to a conclusion that the public will be provided with the constitution. I mean, with the plan they are going to. Because they cannot lock that gate and don't allow. I was so happy when I see, young people going down.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Schooling. I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
First of all, thank you for this opportunity to provide for our community and our people. My name is Papaikou. Although I'm a resident of Palmana, my parents and my grandparents, in 6 generations, know the area very well. My grandparents, shortly after they arrived from the Philippines, resided in the home at the end of the mill road. It's still there, and my cousin and my uncle take care of the home. When my parents were first married, that was the only place that my mom wanted to raise her family. But we were a bit luckier. My brothers and I, our home was between the trash, we call it the big ass house, and the mill pit. So we could see the ocean. I remember seeing the humpback whale, and my dad and my uncle, my grandfather, my brothers loved the ocean. There were 3 ways to get down to the beach. First of all, as I watched the presentation by Mr. Wong, I quickly could connect. I saw that plume on the Hamakua side. We lived just above that. You could get to the beach going on the plume, but that was pretty treacherous. In that area, remember, erosion takes place. Then, as my mom said, we were allowed to go to the mill. And again, the plantation people were very nice to plantation workers. They knew that this was our recreation. They knew this is where we spent family time, quality family time, weekends. And we also enjoyed fishing and just being there that near the beach. We even gathered, besides fish and shellfish, mushrooms that grew in the trash. So instead of going through the flume, which was not really the best way for a family, and my parents felt there was a nice way to go through it, the trail that is in question today. I know that trail existed there. My mom told me that she took that trail as a young girl. I too took that trail with my family. It's the best trail, it's safe, it's sensible, there's a lot of historic meaning to it for all the people who live in Papaikou. And because my grandparents and my parents always told us, don't fight along the trail, take care of the trail, start arguing. We knew that they respected the area, and I think we need to keep that trust. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I go on to general appearance, if I could ask Roxanne Lawson to come forward, along with Rita and Manuel Stormy to come to the bench, please. Thank you very much.
Okay, you just heard my mother and my sister talk about the mill camp area. I thought I do a rough sketch of what the mill area looks like. This is the mill, and this is the wastewater system. This is the green picture. That's where the came from here. This was our playground. Okay, I grew up in this area. I stayed in this area for approximately 33 years from the time I was born. And no one can tell me that there wasn't a field in this area. If you look at this orange line, the shoreline, right? It comes up the north of the river, south, goes up the north. These areas was kind of highly impassable. Okay, unless you go down with some kind of aid like rope, step ladder, or anything else. These areas were our playground, shoreline. We did a lot of fishing and camping with parents and friends. The trail area, if you look at this up here along the river Gulch, it's all impassable. This here, these red blocks, that's the old land we were talking about. These blocks here along the riverbed were all cemented blocks. You probably noticed some of them. But there were a lot of them, part of structures or foundations of buildings and such. The only area that they could bring all of the material, man, labor, to construct these structures, or the base, the foundation of the mill, is through this area here. This is the only area that were like 45 to a 50-degree slope. The rest of the area were all steep hills. So, even a rocket scientist will tell you that this was the only way they could bring the material down here, way before my time and my mom's time. So this trail, where this is. There are trails coming from the back of our house. Our house was down here. These yellow blocks are residential homes. My grandfather lived up there. He stuck on the trail, an old trail they went along the house. And all the evil spirits or good spirits that walked by at night were the workers' comforts.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. One last thing. The road doesn't end here at Mill Camp Road. The Mill Camp Road goes all the way down to our residence, down to the creek, runs up to a gravel high road and into the graveyard area. I'm wondering why there's no access to the graveyard area. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Our next speaker is Roxanne first. I promise you right, you next. Roxanne. Aloha.
Aloha. I was raised in Papaikou Mountain. My mom directed Timberline Camp, a nonprofit, emphasis on nonprofit. I raised, my children were born and raised here, all 5 of them. Yet, I consider myself a guest. Indigenous peoples all over the world have stewarded the land. How can you own the ocean? How can you own the air? As a young mother, I've lived from Waimanoa to Waianae. And when I lived in Kailua, an affluent area, we took a beach right-of-way to take my kids to the ocean. If they had beach right-of-ways in Kahala, in Kailua, all over, why can't we have our access? When my children were small, we used to joke, it's okay, no more money. You can always go to the beach. Beaches on the Big Island are a premium. And that's that point. Okay, now, if I can't appeal to you in that way, Hawaii Revised Statute, Section 115, was passed in 1974 to protect public right to access the beach and inland area. Even in that time, lawmakers recognized that development pressures threatened to close off public access to shoreline. Unfortunately, while those pressures continue to increase, the ability to enforce these rights has not. In 2009, legislation was introduced to help enforce beach access in Hawaii by giving residents the right to enforce public access rights directly by adding a citizen suit provision to the state law, SB 1088. I could go on. As elected officials, I really want to remind you to uphold the law. At this time, I would like you to all consider this a historic opportunity to be a time when in the future you might look into the eyes of your grandchildren, your great-children, and all of the keiki of Hawaii, so that you and they can feel a strong sense of pride in preserving beach access for many families, not just the affluent, who would like to claim our island beaches, our country's beaches, and the beaches of the world. It's an international problem. I would like to just say thank you for holding all different times for meetings. I'm a working person, and it was difficult for me to get here.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
So let's put the line together. Hey, for the kids.
Did Rita hear as well? Did Rita going to speak as well? Okay, one second, Annie. Is Rita going to speak too, or just yourself? Right. Rita going to speak. Okay. Okay. Well, one second. If I could ask Brent Bowman to come to the bench, along with Nels Christensen and Ala Kalani, to go to the bench. Thank you. Our next speaker is Manuel Curry. Aloha.
Yeah, everybody knows me as Manini. Yeah, I've been fishing there all my life. Now I'm 78, and I used to go fishing over there since I was childhood. I know all the trail in the mill, in and out, because all my friends was working there, so my uncle. They tell you how to go, what fishing biting, don't get hurt. So in this case, we like the rights to go fishing and come home. What the owner is afraid of guys who will bust there, drink beer and all that kind of stuff. Okay, that's our business as a community to help and clean the place, keep the place clean. So we have the rights to go over there. That's all I can say.
How do you do? I'm Greg Bowman. I've lived in Papaikou for almost 40 years. I worked at that plantation. I appreciate the testimony we've already heard. I also very much appreciate the council to have these after our meetings. It's very important. I'd also like to thank Mr. Waugh for the history lesson on Papaikou, and I'm sure he must feel like that first king that was getting imposed on his land. But you must understand that this has been a right of way for as long as I can remember. I heard Gilbert Cooley provide testimony about the work he did for the plantation to have a line down there to make the fence. I saw that happen. This is true. It might not be an exact spot, but I worked in that mill. I remember guys coming down. There used to be a gazebo on the end, but a big fence. They come on the riverside and they came down. They take a shortcut a lot of times through the boarding house, down the stairs, and then there was a door, you can go on the side and come around the side of the mill to go down to the beach. I recall people surfing down there in the 70s, not often, but it's always been an important place for the community to gather and to have their subsistence rights. And this idea of diverting the attention to another trail, if it could be done practically, that would be great. The Noyan area is a treacherous place, and it would take a lot of energy and a lot of effort when the trail is already there. I support this resolution, and I ask everybody on the council to do the same. Mahalo.
Thank you very much. If I could have Honor Kalani to come forward, please. He'll be next. And if you could also ask Cindy, I'm sorry, I can't read the last name here. Cindy on Mill Road. Pop, is that you? Okay, very good. Keep that forward. And also, if I could ask Severino Escalore to come forward as well. Go ahead, sir.
My name is Neil Christensen, before, and I think this is a fantastic example of real government working for real people, and it's thrilled that you've taken the time to listen to the public on this issue. I'm going to take a different tack. You're going to hear from the people from Papaikou. They're going to describe to you the situation there. That's not my role. I'm just going to try to provide you with a little bit of facts, and I'm really trying to make 3 points. The first is that this proposition that they put forward, the large cricket one, is really just a ruse. That will never happen. If you look at their deed, put a copy in these packets, and it's a very unusual deed, and that one thing is 17 pages where most deeds are only 4 or 5. A good portion of that deed is describing the liabilities that they've agreed to take on when they purchase the property. Page after page about hazards, hazardous waste, and that cleanup is going to cost whoever does it millions of dollars. It was one of the reasons the mill closed. In 1978, the mill was under pressure to clean the site up. And in lieu of doing that, they closed down in 1979. They immediately put this property on the market. It couldn't sell. Wild Cricket bought it, not in their own name, not in the name of a corporation in Hawaii or one in Canada. And that obviously was a way to shield them from this liability. And so they're trying to turn that over to you now by putting this trail through this contaminated area and just barely mentioning the cleanup of it. That'll never happen in our lifetime. It's millions of dollars. So that's one point. The second issue there is the map. There's always talk about who built the trail, was Water built the trail, Bush last night told you he built the trail, John Cross said no, the trail was always closed off. That is total fiction. In 1827, the latest map I found shows Papaikou Landing. Papaikou Landing was like an airport. The only way you could get the segments of that post was by a landing. And the landing wasn't just a beach, there was a beach and a trail to get to the landing. So before the Great Mahane, before all Mr. Logg's history, there were trails up that cliff. And it was the mill that came there because of the trail, not the other way around. It was the only way to get sugar cane and products and materials to build the mill from Hilo to Papaikou. And the mill has never denied access. These people who go back, one was 9 years old, who testified she had never been denied access. Access has never been denied. Nobody has told you of a day when nobody was allowed to go to the beach until Mr. Ward and his cricket decided to lock the gate and keep people off that beach. Third point is let me just make this very quickly.
You got just this much time, cut you off, really quick.
They keep talking about public access, it's not public. And they tried to have me arrested, they spent a half hour trying to convince the police to arrest me
Thank you.
for doing nothing against their rules.
Thank you very much. Is Adam here? Is Adam here? Okay, oh, she's gonna speak now. Okay, how about Cindy? Okay, thank you. So if I could ask Francisco Monsalviano to come forward to the bench, as well as John Johnson. Speaker right now is Silverino Astor. Thank you. Go ahead.
I'd like to start out by saying, you know, when Jim and Charlie first came to Papaikou, I greeted them with open arms. I was being real friendly, like a good neighbor should. I was helping them clean out the dirty element of people coming down to the end of the road and do their drugs and drink. So I would help by calling up the police and say, hey, you know, there's some cons out there, I don't know what they're doing, you gotta go check. So, you know, they would actually chase them away. And eventually, the parties that was going on down there where people would bring their booze and everything at early hours in the morning because they figured nobody's gonna know. But I would know because I lived there on the bottom of the road. And I hear the cars going up and down. So I figured out where they're talking, they're blocking the road, blocking somebody's driveway. Call cops. See what they're doing down there. And then they're leaving. After a while, you know, I thought they were good people, you know, I'll help them out, but one day, they wanted my cousin to go down to the beach and they were going to pay him for acting like he was pounding on pee, trolling net, just so they could amuse their friends. And to me, I thought, hey, that's not right. You know, when guys go fishing, they go fish because they're happy to feed their family. You know, not to go entertain people. And for me, my love for the ocean goes beyond what the normal person would know. Talk to some surfers around here, you know, they get to surf to me. That was my model. I go down to the beach, you know, thinking that I was going to have a good day surfing. Next thing you know, a cop is waiting on the beach. They want to arrest me because I was trespassing. But I was in the water, surfing. How could I be threatening people when I stay in the water? So I eventually had to go through all this court hearings, but because of the long process, I had to concede and pay a $100 fine for criminal trespassing. I had never been down to the beach since. And they accused me. I take care of my elderly uncle. And the only time to myself was to go down there and surf. Now I can't even do that. Because I don't get that same feeling like I used to have. When people surf, they surf because it's nature. They leave all their cares behind, forget about all the problems. I can't even do that anymore without feeling good because of what happened. And that's all I got to say.
Francisco Monsalviano. Are you Francisco?
Yes,
Okay, thank you. Recognize John Johnson to come forward, along with Ellen Johnson. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. I was born and raised white. I grew up Kubo, Kailua, Wananala, and Waianae. The beach parks, the beach access for all of the beach parks is 24 hours. It doesn't mean they shut the gate for the cars. When I was living over by Paha, you could still go and fish. You could still go swim. Plenty times I went and watched the sunrise. Then, when I got to be 18, we moved to the mainland, Southern California. And I saw Malibu, where they have huge stretches of the beach closed off, 200 feet into the water. I was shocked, because I thought it was like this everywhere. It was wonderful to right up here. Because of that, I would surf. I would go night, body surfing at night, by moonlight. People keep bringing up about liability. Yeah, there is a problem with liability, but it's a little bit different. my mother, Roxanne Lawson, was saying, there's Boy Statute 115, was passed in 74. It's a law you guys are obligated to uphold. If you do not, then you're breaking the law. The county can be held liable. This, I spent the last 5 years taking care of my dad, who loved going to the beach, and watching the moon rise. We go to the hot pond. We were living down there. Only Kaha. We go by moonlight over to Magic Sand and swim sometimes. And then 6 months ago, he died. It was wonderful for him in the last bit of his life to have that access. Anyway, I just wanted to thank you for
No? Okay. How about Ellen Johnson? No? Okay. How about Kalani Ryan? As well as Liana Tulane and Lance Tulane. You can go first. Wait, Kalani.
Hello, council members, mahalo for coming to Papaikou. As you heard, my family been going down there for 6 generations. And what really upset me at the last meeting, we had people that was never born and raised in Papaikou have the nerve to say the beach was man-made and there was never a trail. You guys heard the truth tonight. We talk about aloha. Like my cousin said, we welcome these people with open arms. But things change. They put boulders at the end of the road. The boarding house that they don't own, they put boulders to prevent people from parking. They see Baker Tom, neighbors, they all come see me, saying that, why you let people park in your yard so they can go down the beach? That's not their kuleana. These people tell the public, they open at 8, 6 in the morning. Every morning before work, I go down to my family house at the end of the road, and at 6:20, 6:25, I make a U-turn on the bottom to go work. The gate is always locked. I wish I know how to use the kind of cell phone picture so I can take pictures, but I don't know how. And you know, my brother, 2.5 years ago, died of a heart attack coming up that trail under one tree. My nephews, we get the kind small pebble soap, they like this big, a nice area. We put flour, beer cans, OPE, but every weekend I would go and clean the stock to get new stock, no old stock. The first time we see Mr. Young for help, 3 days later, everything was scraped up and thrown away, down to every damn small pebble. As no class. They got my phone now, but they know why. Why they never consolidate with our family? We could have put them out if they never liked it. And a final thing, the new trail that they proposed, for one thing, Shopside owns the road. What the boy said last meeting, you scratch my back, we scratch yours. We gotta cooperate together. We just been fighting each other, now we're going to sell our soul to the devil for another trail. I don't think so. And who gonna pay for clean up that new site? I was working on Papaikou Garage for McNabb when the first guys came for clean the mill when they bought them. When they would stop, I said, oh, how come you guys don't go clean the mill? They tell me, we don't say they paid. So I think we gotta continue this process, because that's the only way we will get our access back to the beach. That's all I ask for. We the community just want our access and our beach back the way it was before these people came into our community. We love Papaikou enough!
The fact has Tony Madero to come forward, and Jim Alpini, and Jared Gasol. Okay, so our next speaker is Nancy Ryan.
Okay, my family before me, my grandmother, my father, my auntie, my cousin now, we always used to go down to the beach. I was raised down there. Okay? And talking about trails, where do I put the trail? It's all creeks, dangerous creeks. That trail, it's a piece of paper that, never was in pieces. Which is my friend, he made the trail and he said that trail was always in pieces. It was a small trail, but there was a safest way to the beach. And the plantation never got no access. You used to play around there. You know the gas house, the big field around there. Going away with us. As kids, as locals, playing, having fun. That was our lifestyle around there. You know, again, that trail is a safest trail for anybody to go down there. I should think it should be that trail that we have access. Thank you.
Next speaker is Tony Valero.
Mr. Chairman and friends of the community. I'm Tony Valero, born and raised in Papaikou, worked for the sugar company from 1936 to 1982. I started working from 1930 as a school board and summer teacher. But to make this thing short, I go back to the new proposal. Looking at the new proposal now, this is a good idea, but looking right to the goal, down the new pay, and walking on forward around there, and raise something from research, you walking into this through the 7 at the price get high, this way it's starting, and so the top of this board is going in. That's why the church is getting president. Not the fact that the way it's coming. So the way it's coming is what he said. Okay, that's all for now. But to thank the minister here, nice, kind, sweet words, was very nice. Looking at him, being very careful. I try to get along with the community. The cooperation is very nice again, very good stuff. And I wish the community did the same way. But now to go back again, he says he went down there trying to improve the trail. To make the trail bad, try to improve the trail. That's very nice. Okay, now we come. What happened after 15 years there? I tried to improve the trail was there. I made it better, but nothing happened. What happened with the trail there? I don't know. And go back to maybe short. I told the community, I like to help the community. I like to respect these people to be nice to them and to be nice because there's a newcomer. It's very nice of things to think. I like to come to the community and get along with us. It's very nice. So I only hope in my heart and think that these people who consider these, go to my home, consider this thing, I must go along with the community and help to the better relation or the community relation, everything then fine. So every time I see, hello, Mr. How are you? Looks very nice. But when you go down to a street and say, oh, that brother is an hour life, oh, she's an hour life. That's the bad thing. And that will make you feel that's my another. A lot of what we say, but time is not enough. I want 1 hour. So what I like to thank the community, have a better tomorrow, starting from today. God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you. Thank you for Bob Wall to come forward as well. Our next speaker is Jim Albertini.
Aloha, council members. I'm Jim Albertini. I'm a farmer and peace activist from Kurdistan. But I wanted to come tonight to support the people of Papaikou in protecting their public access rights. Because when rights are denied to anyone, it hurts everyone. An injury to one is an injury to all. We're talking about rights, not privileges. And it's the duty of the council to protect the rights of the people. And Papaikou is a case in point, and it's great to see the turnout tonight. Upuna, Keiki, Ukua, everyone is here. And they're pointing to an issue that affects the entire island. There are Malcolm Mackay access rights being denied to people all over this island. I know in Puna, there are trails down to Papaikou Beach, Papaikou Beach, they are blocked, they're ancient trails. They're the rights of the people. And so let Papaikou be the opening up access rights to all the people all over the island. Mahalo.
Aloha
been a resident of Papaikou for all my life. You know, the disappointment there is many of the other residents. I have family that work for the sugar plantation. My dad used to work for the sugar plantation. My grandfather used to be the supervisor of the graveyard shift for security guard down there. You know, so it's real significant to my family and to all other community members here tonight. You know, looking back on my past experiences down at the mill, I had a lot of good times down there, you know, a lot of great memories that I cherish really, and you know, sorry, getting back to the point, back then, never had no gate. We could go out whenever we needed. We could go early in the morning, we could go late at night. It didn't matter what time of the day it was, we could go. And you know, nowadays it's different. You go down nowadays, the gates is closed in the morning. You go down at night, the gates is closed. You try and go down the gate, you cannot. You try and climb the gate, you will get arrested. You know, I just address the issue about the trail too. There was, like everybody said, always having trail down there, you know, always. Maybe not the physical trail you see today. It was different back then, you know, grass hill, the landscape changed, eroding, you know, occurred. But always had a trail and always had access. You know, I find it very unfortunate that somewhere along the way, having access down to the mill became a privilege for us locals of this community. Because to me, the way I was brought up with my elders, the way taught me is, if we go to the ocean, it's not a privilege, it's a right.
To come forward, as well as Richard Johnson. Our next testifier is Bob Waller. Go on.
My name is Bob Waller. I moved here in 1997 because I couldn't afford California anymore. And I've lived in Oahu. I like it much better here. People are much aloha here. Love it. I want to thank the council for coming. It's very nice of you to come and give us this opportunity. I want to thank Jim and Charlie for engaging the community. It's the right thing to do. Now I want to say that I appreciate her allowing us access to go down and surf at the beach. I surf there a lot, and it's a great surf beach. Also, by the way, it's a good spot to hear the whales. I don't know if you know this or not. It's a tip I'd like to give everyone. If you want to hear whales, just go down to the beach, get a massive snorkel, dive down, right above the rocks. You can hear the whales sound as they're talking to each other, but the sound travels on the bottom. So dive down, grab a rock, hang on so you don't float away, and you can hear the whale. One of the most amazing things I ever had experienced in my life was watching a whale breach about 200 yards off the shore down at Papaikou Landing. It was wonderful. You could see the flukes, all the markings, out of the water completely, and it came back down. Wonderful. So I encourage everyone to go down and check it out yourself at the beach down there. It's great. I have one concern and a suggestion. My concern for Jim and Charlie is parking. For the blocks that they put there, I saw you yesterday down there, and my wife, she backed into one of those. You can't see it when it's over your trunk, you can't see over it. So it used to be good when we could park there. So any plan for the future, I hope includes some access for parking. I used to go to Baker Tom's, and when he was there, it was very gracious of him to allow me to park there and walk down. But that's a half a mile walk. How many, going to do that? Not so many. So that's my concern. Also, another tip for a way to keep the beach clean is if everyone will just pick up a can or anything we see when they come back, that way we can overcome those who thoughtlessly leave things there, and the beach will always be clean. And if the county could possibly provide a camera or something, that might address the concern for security. We do have parking. Because I know there's legitimate concerns about that. If there is parking, drinking, whatever. So that's my suggestion. That you might have a tape loop 24-hour or whatever. That should be plenty of time to go back and review any troublemakers that might be coming that you want to address. Okay? So without parking, we'll do this access. who's gonna walk a half a mile? Even now, where are you gonna park? Pinkies doesn't want you to park. So, please address the parking. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. And let's take the time with that. And keep it on to that same here, appreciate. And if I can also ask Jean, to come forward to the bench, please. Jean Minoy, our next is for Stella.
Hi, my name is Stella Taro, and I'm in support of Resolution 308-12. My family has property now on Papaikou Mill Road, and I grew up there. Papaikou Mill provided countless childhood memories for our family, and I would like to see that continue for my future son as memories of the age I grew up next to and have known. I don't think what Charlene is doing is right. Not only do we deny access to Papaikou Mill Beach when we feel like it, they block access to other people's property too, particularly my family's. My family's property is located next to Jim and Charlene's property. Charlene has asked my family if she could put boulders on her property, and my family has never consented to do that. But one day she decided to take it upon herself and to put boulders in front of our property. She even once said to my father to sell our property and to have your daughters build somewhere else and sell the property to her. In my opinion, kind of behavior shows greed, control, and lack of respect for the local people in the community.
My name is Ricky Johnson. I live in Papaikou. I moved here in 2000 and I lived in Papaikou and Papaikou. It's home to me now. And I own a commercial property food orchard in Papaikou and also in the partner I'm doing with about 150 acres around the Papaikou mill. And we zoned that, we created 28 plus farms and selling farms. Putting that land back in use again. The issue is public access, and the resolution, in my opinion, being strong advocate of property owner's rights, is an aggregation of getting government rights. With your testimony that there used to be a trail, with your testimony that the mill cut off the trail, irrespective of that, Jim Charlie built the trail. Not that trail, they built a trail. It's very accessible, economic, and out of their own goodwill, have maintained that trail for the public. The public has had public access. I think that the condemnation process is not the right thing for the county to be. I think it's not fair to them, and I encourage you to not vote for this resolution. I do encourage you to carefully consider the alternative. The alternative, I think, is going to be the best thing for the county. They're offering the cooperation. I would suspect that trying to go through the condemnation process is going to be long, lengthy, and expensive for the county, because I would expect them to protect their own property rights. So, consider the alternative. We have a parking lot. We know all the parking is an issue. It doesn't exist today, except up on the highway and beyond. The alternative is a better trail, built on more stable ground. It offers a circle limit, so circles can go out, take a buck, decide where they want to go down the trail or not. It's a shorter trail, a safer trail, and also to provide vehicle access for maintenance of porta potties and everything else down there. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your testimony. Thank you very much. Cynthia Minoy, to come forward. Next is going to be Jean Minoy. Okay, Cynthia, to come forward as well as Matt now. Hello.
Hi, my name is Jean Minoy. I live up in Papaikou Beach. I moved here from the mainland. Well, let me take that. I was born in Eagle, raised in Norway. I spent about 25 years in LA and moved back to Eagle in 1984. I believe the Bush Trail used to be there from all the talking that people are saying. Then in the 80s, plantation put up a fence. Then in the 90s, a nice gate was put up and a nice fence was put up by the stream. I believe some of the protesters are fishing, but not the surface, who fishing by the mill. We need a trail to both areas. Maybe by salvaging the steel of the mill, we could make a profit to make a nice trail for everybody's happy. You know, in 1984, I made friends and they told me, oh, you go down fishing, there's a lot of prawns, but you have to go at night. And in the 90s, they told me, oh, you go down there now, there's a big gate down there. And it's open at certain hours. I just telling you what I hear and what I know, but I think we should have a nice gate. Also, when they put up the gate and put rocks by the gate, I noticed in the 90s, or a little later, the county put up no parking signs out there by people. It used to be a double parking place for the big trucks and stuff. Now they can't even park their car. I think it should be open to a parking lot. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. If I could ask, let's see, Miranda Schwartz, the fancy name, I can't pronounce it. Miranda? So, next is Carlos Centeno,
I'm Cindy Clark, and I'm the president of the Papaikou Community Association. And I've known Charlene and Jim for about 5 years, and I got to know them because they were heavily involved in the Rural South Rural Community Association, along with Craig Neff, myself, just a handful of others. They're also volunteers with the Papaikou Coast Community Development Plan, and they volunteer on time and efforts to get a lot of input from the community and other activities that impact our communities. Jim, some time ago, helped our community, the association, on research activities against a zipline company who tried to say that the Honolulu airstrip was alive and active when it was not. And he helped us to posture a position against this company, and we were able to win. And that this company was ultimately funded by the county and state with Jim and Charlie's help. These two are very community and civic-minded, who speak up for the rights of others, and I don't think a lot of people know about that. There are always two sides of the coin, and all sides should be evaluated. We believe that every shorefront should have public access to public beaches. But we also support Jim and Charlene's proposal to come up with an alternative win-win situation. We believe that it could be reasonable, there might have to be some tweaking, but we believe that if we come together between council, community, and the landowners, that I ask you to seriously consider this alternate proposal so that we can move forward and do other things that could benefit the community. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Next is Matt Phil. And after we begin, I have Miranda Schwartz. Miranda, are you here? And if I could also ask Joe Garcia. Joe, if you come forward, along with Chris Hewitt. Aloha.
I stand in support of this resolution. I've been working with Global Hope for the past 2 or 3 years at the College for Community Organization. And we've been doing a lot of work on this issue. And through all my experience, I can say that my support for the access is only strengthened. The community has really shown me the true colors of what's going on down there. I think the only way for a long-term solution is condemnation. I think the community the community has made its opinion clear about the way the way the access has been conducted by Jim and Charlene is unacceptable. The Papaikou community deserves access to the beach that is not only based on the priority of a single couple, but based on the community as a whole. We have the power to resolve this right now with this resolution, so I really urge you to support it. I also would urge you not to drop this in favor of the alternate access proposed by Jim and Charlene. having to deal with the repercussions of potentially hazardous material left on the mill should not be the county's responsibility, and that would only prolong the justice to the community. There's a perfectly good trail available right now via this resolution. So I really encourage you to support it. Let's keep it simple and efficient. I think this is the way.
This from Papaikou Street, if you're here. Okay. And represents Joe this year, as well as 6 years before. Okay, the next star is Joe. Aloha.
Aloha, Councilman. Thank you very much for this opportunity for the community to speak on the subject and for the proposition 30812. My name is Joel Tessier, and I represent Surfrider Chapter, Kilo, and nationally. And both locally and nationally, we both support this bill. And we'll do anything that we can to keep Papaikou Mill public access, or try to make it public access, excuse me. A few friends and I formed the Surfrider Chapter a few years ago, and our sole intention was to keep access to this mill. I'm only been on the island for about 10 years, and it's been a very fragile, special place to me. I'm a surfer at heart, I'm a fireman, and I'm a small business owner here in town. And I can say that you guys can see here that the public wants this to be public access. There's no reason that it shouldn't. We've tried to come up with some peaceful resolve, and through the years have approached the crickets many times to try to come up with a solution and work with them. Some of the solutions that we offered was paying for a fence to separate the trail and their house. We've offered to do beach cleanups, all have been which denied. Some people have testimony about the way that we can hurry up and do this is by keeping the beach clean and everybody coming down there. They don't want this. We have tried. We have tried to do beach cleanups. They've denied it. They don't want groups there. Other states could be the Honolulu. There used to be a lot of not so good things going down in Honolulu, and the overwhelming power of happy people and people doing the right thing has turned around Honolulu into an amazing beach park. And the same could happen at the mill. The critics claim that their reason to limit beach access is because there's sort of quote-unquote riffraff that come down there. They've asked myself and many of my friends that live on the street to help take care of riffraff. And I can tell you that none of that happens down there. It's a very safe, great place to surf, and we do a great job of trying to keep it that way. I would also just like to talk about what they're proposing in terms of the other trail. First of all, ecologically, the impact that would cause on, yet again, tearing down some of our pristine coastline just doesn't make sense. There's already a present trail in place, and the ecological impact of creating more destruction would not help the situation or help the mill. Thank you. Thank you very
much. All with Mark, looks like Trinity, Mark Trinity. Our next slide is you.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the council. I'm Chris Nealon. I live about a dozen miles from here in Angola. I've been involved in this for a couple of years. First, I wanted to commend the council for coming here and having this public hearing, especially for the chair, Council Chair Vaughn. I don't know if the people here are familiar with council practices, but it's not every day that the council has a hearing. It's sitting on every day, and it's allowed the public to come out here after work hours and give you a sense of how strongly people feel about this issue and how important it is to them. I'm speaking in favor of the resolution on requiring this easement by this public access easement. The resolution, this is meant to solve a problem. This is meant to ensure that people have a guarantee of long-term public access to things. You've heard how important this is to people here. It's fair to the landowner, it involves fair, any eminent domain action involves just compensation to the landowner. Just to speak for a minute on the alternative that's been discussed, I give them credit for creating and trying to think of other solutions. I'm not going to attack or criticize their motives for doing this. I think I'm always interested in solutions that reduce conflict. There are some significant hurdles to it, the most obvious being the fact that the proposed access lies across someone else's property, and it may be proven easily. But my take on what the council should do is that the council should go ahead and pass this resolution. This is really stage one. As Chairman Ron said in a meeting a couple of weeks ago, there still has to be a stage two on the appropriate requirements of doing that. During that time period, the issues with the alternative can be worked out with these hurdles which may prove insoluble, in fact, can be worked out. This can be further discussed and see if the community will support it. I think it's hard for people to accept something now when you have no idea when it's going to come into play. In the meantime, let's go ahead with this. Let's pass this resolution. We are going to have at least 16 council members. I think it would be respectful of the people who show up here to pass a resolution in this council board so we don't have to resolve the council members. And thanks for your patience. We pass out these line to people to show support, and I would suggest to our people in the audience, try to tie on your area of your car if you have something like that, and keep it on your football so you can all see how much support it is.
Mark, if you hear, please come forward. And also Lester Okazaki. So Lester Okazaki, please come forward as well. So let's testify as to Stockford.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the council. My name is Steve Stockford, and I own 2 parcels of land that are consists of approximately 100 acres that are Kamakura, this Papaikou Beach. I'd like to thank you, first of all, for bringing the community together and taking action on this important issue. What we're witnessing here tonight is this delicate balance between private and public property rights. These rights are protected under the U.S. Constitution. It's no wonder that people feel so strongly about the subject, given the fact that people have died to protect these rights. I'd also like to begin by saying that I support this resolution. I support the resolution because I support the public's right to access Papaikou Beach because they've enjoyed that right for generations and should continue to do so. I was surprised to learn this afternoon, about the alternative being proposed by Mr. Wallace, especially since 2/3 of that access comes through my property. There are many issues with that proposed access, which I will prefer comment on, and I'm happy to have a discussion with any of you who would like to. Not the least of which is we have a viable agricultural operation with packing houses and that need to be evaluated. Really what's before us here tonight is this question of whether the government should exercise its power through condemnation and acquire this property. A lot of people refer to this as a taking. What I'd like to have people think about is that there's an alternative, and that is a give and take. The Papaikou community has been coming together for the past 2 years to create a Papaikou development plan. We, myself, my family, and my son, have been active participants in that process since the very beginning. The vision of the CDP is to create a vision for the long-term development of this coast. Part of that vision is to create a comprehensive plan for the town center of Papaikou. We support that plan, and we believe that our property is a strategic part of that vision. Once that plan is adopted in the months ahead, it's our intention to create use of our property that's consistent with the vision of the CDP,
as well as a vision of harmony for the community as a whole. Key to this vision, providing immediate public access to the coast, not only for today, but for future generations. We have always supported public access as part of our development. We intend to create green space, parking, formal parking, and formal metered access. In closing, I understand this is a very emotional issue. People are very passionate about this coastline, so are we as owners of this property. We would like to invite you to any suggestions, comments, or ideas you have to work together to create a win-win situation in the community. Thank you very much. Last call for Mark. Mr. Kenny on Old Government Road. Mark. If not, we'll go to Lester Okazaki.
We're all authorized of the beach. I oppose what people also do. And I really, when I gave it to the company to teach outside the school highway, and they were stopped everybody going down the beach, and they had to go through the parking lot and go to the site where I let them go to Chinese property. But like I told you, he has another way that we have access for evidence or whatever, provided the Chinese and Jim would allow. And so the people side on the Macedonian office to the outside. I think that is more reasonable because we don't want that to happen again on the field if we don't have emergency facility. I think the county can provide a road going down to the beach area and get a parking there. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Kazaki. Thank you. We're really doing really well today. We're moving really well. We have a total of 46 people that have signed up to speak, and this opens up to about 30-second speakers, so we're doing well. We are going to take a 10-minute recess, and when we do, we're going to continue to John Burns. Okay, so 10-minute recess. Thank you.
Recess? Yeah, you press me. What?
61 years. First time I ever stood in public.
Really?
Wow.
It's a big accomplishment for you.
You better tell your dad.
Okay, I'll tell him. Oh. Thank you, boss. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I gotta call my people. Never legal off.
Yeah. 60 something. Okay. Sounds good. See you tomorrow. Bad news, I don't bad. So, yeah. It looks better though. Went over there with a piece of work. Yeah. Yeah. He told me it was already a patch space that broke. I'll take a look at it. Okay. It's pretty heavy. Last time I was here, it was even more intense than this.